The Docklands Light Railway, known as the DLR, is a driverless automated light metro system that was designed to rejuvenate the Docklands area of London. A low-cost alternative to extending London's underground network, the half-train, half-tram has surpassed all expectations, rapidly expanding to become a vital part of the city's transport infrastructure. Opening in 1987 with 11 trains servicing 15 stations, the DLR has spread across East London and now has 145 trains connecting 45 stations. This makes the Docklands Light Railway larger than the entire metro systems of many major cities, including San Francisco, Rio de Janeiro and Yokohama. Passenger numbers have also risen dramatically. While 6.7 million people travelled on the line in its first year of operation, an incredible 122 million passengers used the DLR in 2016. As the line celebrates its 30th anniversary, we look at the story of how the DLR was born and chart its growth into a hugely successful urban railway, an example for other cities around the world to follow. The DLR was created to breathe new life into the Docklands area of East London, which had declined as the docks closed and manufacturing relocated. In July 1981, the London Docklands Development Corporation, or LDDC, was created to coordinate the redevelopment, and one of its first actions was to investigate an affordable public transport system that would attract businesses to the area and kickstart housing development. The LDDC's preference was for a highly visible, automated driverless system with a futuristic look. The DLR was born. The UK government specified that the entire new railway had to be built within a £77 million budget. With this in mind, a study was undertaken to identify the optimum routes and station positions that would rejuvenate the area without breaking the bank. Two routes were chosen. The first, an east-west route that connected the Docklands and the city. The second, running north to south to link the Docklands to residential north-east London. To minimise costs, the DLR used existing infrastructure wherever possible. In total, 8 miles of track was laid across disused train viaducts and existing surface railway formations, connected with new elevated concrete viaducts. The built stations were all above ground, generally unstaffed and united in design, with a short half-cylindrical glazed blue canopy being a common feature on the platforms. It was decided not to connect the DLR into the main tube network where it arrived in the city, as this would have required the construction of an expensive underground station. Instead, track near the disused Minery station, adjacent to today's Fenchurch Street station, was repurposed as a city terminus of the line. On the 31st of August 1987, the Docklands Light Railway opened to the public, with 2 lines running from Tower Gateway to Island Gardens and Stratford to Island Gardens. The railway of the future had arrived. The trains were fully automated with no driver, although a train captain on each train was responsible for checking tickets, making announcements and controlling the doors. Due to the rapid development of the Docklands, the DLR proved much more popular than expected, and expansion of the system began almost immediately. Being separate from the underground network was clearly a major flaw of the initial system. To resolve this issue, the line was extended to Bank Underground Station. This £149 million connection into the heart of the City of London through a 1.3 kilometre tunnel opened in 1991. As the original trains did not meet safety and fire standards for operating in underground stations, the fleet was sold to the city of Essen in Germany, where they were used on their tram system, and a new fleet was installed. Also in 1991, Canary Wharf Station opened. Originally planned as a regular station, due to the growth of the office complex, it was redeveloped into the largest station on the network, with 6 platforms serving 3 tracks under a large glazed roof. Following these developments, the line was further extended to the east of the Docklands. Starting at the existing Poplar station and terminating at BECKTON, this extension added 11 stations to the Docklands Light Railway, substantially increasing the overall size of the system. When the Eastern Extension opened in March 1994, the DLR had almost doubled in size, from 15 to 28 stations in just 7 years. Early on in the development of the DLR, Lewisham Borough Council had expressed an interest in bringing the Docklands Light Railway south of the river, which of course would mean tunnelling under the River Thames. The council commissioned a feasibility study to investigate the extension, and in 1993 the UK government approved a £200 million project to connect in Lewisham railway station via Greenwich. This was the first private finance initiative, or PFI, on a railway in the UK. To allow the DLR to pass under the Thames, its route had to be realigned. This meant the demolition and rebuilding of both Mudchute and Island Gardens stations, with Island Gardens being reconstructed completely underground. The 4.2 kilometre extension opened ahead of schedule on the 3rd of December 1999, adding a further 5 stations to the network and taking the DLR south of the river for the first time. By 2004, the line was serving almost 50 million passengers a year, but it was the continued growth of London City Airport that provided the impetus for the next extension. To connect the airport into London's transport network, an eastward branch that followed the approximate route of the former Eastern Counties and Thames Junction Railway was created. This extension, which cost £140 million, opened on the 2nd of December 2005. 2 years later, work began on extending the route further, under the Thames to Woolwich Arsenal Station, connecting the DLR to the North Kent Main Line. Costing £180 million, this extension opened in 2009. The latest extension to the DLR was undertaken ahead of the London 2012 Olympic Games. A line was opened from Canning Town to Stratford, connecting the Games' 2 major venue clusters at the Olympic Park and ExCeL. This extension added 7 stations to the network, bringing the total number of stations to 45 operating across 6 lines. The Docklands Light Railway has been hugely successful, extending over so much of East London that the name now seems largely inappropriate. Over the past 30 years, the line has been steadily extended, and this doesn't look set to stop anytime soon. There are several planned extensions to the network being discussed that will make the system even larger. These include an extension south from Lewisham to Forest Hill, east to Dagenham Docks, across the river to Thamesmead, and west to continue the line underground from Bank to Charing Cross and Victoria. The DLR has grown into a truly urban railway and is a shining example for other cities to follow. Happy 30th birthday! If you enjoyed this video and would like to get more from the definitive video channel for construction, subscribe to the B1M.